The aims and objectives of the Young PFDJ are
to build a strong, conscious and patriotic youth movement,
to encourage youth involvement in the People's Front for Democracy and Justice, PFDJ,
to support the ideals of the PFDJ at all levels of government in order to ensure continuity,
to instill young people with the values for which the PFDJ stands,
to provide young people with the opportunity to develop the skills and experiences they will need to lead our communities and nation.
The goals of the Young PFDJ are
to strengthen the ideological and political consciousness as well as the unity and commitment of members,
to participate in relevant youth associations as members and assume the positions of responsibility as well as leadership,
to recruit young members,
to strengthen the PFDJ by consolidating member knowledge of the values of PFDJ. The Young PFDJ UK is composed of young members of PFDJ. As a single group, the Young PFDJ is formed in addition to the existing PFDJ groups within the UK sub-branch. It's expected to fulfil all the requirements of the other PFDJ groups within the UK sub-zone.
This report will give a brief account of the main activities undertaken by the Young PFDJ between April 2008 and March 2009.
This report is a highlight of the projects carried out by YPFDJ UK. It also outlines the role of YPFDJ in other associations and in all its activities carried out in the UK, including its challenges and achievements since the 4th conference held in Holland. Since the 4th YPFDJ conference, YPFDJ UK has made a significant step in many areas, such as increasing its number of new members and committed activists, in carrying out extensive projects in political and ideological awareness, fundraising activities, creating strong relations with the youth from the Horn of Africa, and in reorganising and harmonising the structure with the YPFDJ groups throughout Europe.
The past 1 year, the role of YPFDJ in other associations and all activities has been a remarkable success. These include reviving the Eritrean Youth Association in the UK, playing a bigger role in Eritrean communities, and a very high level of participation in all tasks of Eritrean national celebrations, Mechete meetings and festivals.
YPFDJ UK put together a strategic plan of action in line with the aims and objectives of the Young PFDJ. The implementation of the strategic plan was aimed at achieving our goals. To this effect, 5 task groups are set up with the purpose of coordinating and executing the actions related to their respective groups.
Task Group 1. Political and Ideological Affairs. One of the critical activities of YPFDJ is raising the knowledge and the consciousness of members and the wider youth about politics, economy, culture, foreign relations, global issues and other topics that can help create awareness with the aim of building a youth movement which can contribute towards building a prosperous Eritrea.
This task force was charged with the responsibility of strengthening the ideological and political consciousness of members, as well as consolidating members' knowledge of the values of PFDJ. During the last term, much has been achieved where political and ideological teachings are concerned. There has been a series of discussions in relation to the current political and economical progress in the Horn of Africa and the world as a whole.
In order to achieve the above aim, YPFDJ UK carries out different activities, including monthly youth forum, thematic area discussion, organising books library, writing articles, etc.
Monthly Youth Forum. This forum encourages Eritrean youth in the UK to develop communication, leadership and other relevant skills. It also creates a platform for all YPFDJ task group committees to raise awareness about their respective work area and encourage participants to take part in the actual implementation of activities.
Some of the topics covered were based on video seminars by Samharet Johannes, which discussed generations and national building, and seminar by General Sabhat Ephraim, which discussed national interest. After viewing the educational seminars, attendants of forum discussed the topics covered in length. Following the reorganization of the task forces, 6-month topics were drawn based on 4 task areas. They were
media, how media operates and the power of media in the world, how the youth movement can develop strong media, skills development, Meeting management.
Lobbying and networking. What lobbying and networking entails and how to effectively carry out lobbying and networking activities. Fundraising. What we need funds for, how funds can be generated, and the challenges and resources we have at hand.
These were very successful forums, whereby the number of attendants increased and made the forum action-orientated, creating a platform for the attendants to actually take part in the activities of the topics covered.
Thematic area discussion. This is a monthly discussion based on researching important topics for members only. By compiling a reading list periodically and identifying areas political and ideological discussions are conducted.
3 members are nominated to research and present on a given topic. All members are also expected to research and take part in the discussion. The topics that have been covered are as follows.
The political and historical features and trends of independence struggle in Eritrea.
Defending Eritrea's sovereignty.
The political process of nation building and basic orientation.
Macro policy orientation and the prospects of a viable state and nation building process.
Implementation of micropolicy. This has been one of the most effective, advanced and has great contribution in upgrading the level of consciousness.
YPFDJ Library. There is a YPFDJ library in the Eritrean embassy. The task force collects books, publications and general journals related to the history and development of EPLF or PFDJ. Members borrow books and publications and a small fee is charged for every borrowed item. There is also a plan to prepare an e-library which will be accessible online.
Task Group 2, Skills Development. This task group was charged with responsibility of carrying out several activities by highlighting most of the needs relevant to further progress of our group. Its implementation will bring significant fruit in the future. A skills development document and plan for its implementation is prepared. This document is intended to serve as the main skills development program for all the young PFDJ members aimed at developing the individual group skills of the young PFDJ. Membership should not be only about getting mobilized within PFDJ but also developing crucial skills that can be utilized in improving the organization itself.
To mention some of the activities carried out, the task group led the workshop based on meeting management and conflict resolution. This workshop was about better methods of conducting effective meetings and how to get tangible results from the work we do at YPFDJ. It was based on researching meeting literature and from our own values, namely from how Tagadalti conducted meetings, including criticism and self-criticism. Following this successful workshop, 10 ground rules to improve productivity of our meetings were drafted.
Linked to this conflict, resolution and considering methods that best suit our group. The task force invited Hagos Yered, a member of YPFDJ Norway, to hold a workshop on conflict management and communication skills. During the workshop, we identified and then considered common problems we faced while communicating, and together we discussed solutions to these difficulties. We also examined each of the problems and looked at the particular exercises most of us have problems with, and then, with the help of Hagos, we generated solutions.
Task Group 3, Fundraising. This task group was charged with the responsibility of generating funds that will help YPFDJ carry out different activities. A number of fundraising options were explored. As part of an agreement with the National Holidays Coordinating Committee in UK, NHCC, the young PFDJ were permitted to bank on the proceeds of drink sales of the 2009 New Year party held in December 2008. Some money was generated from the Nebiu CD sale and by selling t-shirts at the successful UK Eritrean Festival 2008.
YPFDJ UK was not as fortunate as the other European YPFDJ chapters to hold Bidal Tour. However, the group endeavoured to generate funds by looking at other means of fundraisings. The fund raised from these parties and sales was not sufficient to cover the €6,000 cost of the conference. To cover the shortfall, the Young PFDJ, in collaboration with Eritrean Youth Association in UK, the Embassy and the UK PFDJ is planning to look at other means of fundraising. Task Group 4, Media. This task group was charged with the responsibility of carrying out media activities, such as administrating and updating websites, creating a list of all media outlets in each country that broadcast youth-related news and information, coordinate writing of articles on websites and other media outlets.
The task force fulfills the goals and action plans set out by the Euro Media Committee and also adopted the work plan to fulfil the needs of the UK's specific matters.
In the term, following activities were realised.
Prepared numerous posters, flyers and website promotions for most of the events arranged by the Mechata Shemagal in UK.
Task Force coordinators and YPFDJ UK members are involved in administrating websites such as maadena.com, youngpfdj.org, eyauk.co.uk and headmona.com, etc.
Arranged a lecture and discussion session about the nature of media and the role we can play as an organised youth movement.
Contributed greatly in the preparation and implementation of the YPFDJ booklet and the youngpfdj.org website.
Prepared the posters and other promotional materials for the BDO tour.
Prepared a DVD that explains the aims, objectives and activities of YPFDJ.
Task Group 5, Lobbying and Networking. This task group was charged with the responsibility of coordinating and facilitating communication and networking of different young PFDJ groups operating in Europe and the world. There have been many youth associations and young PFDJ groups being formed across Europe and the world within the last few years.
The networking group will assist all the young PFDJ groups to exchange information so that the groups can work better and achieve better results, and also facilitating communication and networking with other Eritrean associations in the UK, Europe and the world, also with different foreign associations and parties that have similar visions as of the PFDJ.
This task group is also involved in building and strengthening regional and international relationships with other institutions, government bodies and personalities that ensure and promote our national interest and project Eritrea's positive image.
In order to achieve the above aim, this task group carries out different activities in collaboration with Euro YPFDJ, Lobbying and Networking, Eritrean Youth Association UK, National Union of Eritrean Women, Eritrean Relief Association, etc. And the group is hugely involved with the Horn of Africa Youth for Peace and Stability in arranging meetings with the British Foreign Office representatives and holding talks about the worsening crimes in the Horn of Africa.
The task group helped in organising a large demonstration outside the British Foreign Office. The demonstration highlighted the illegal occupation of Eritrean land, the illegal invasion of Somalia, and the plight of the Ogaden and Oromo people by the minority corrupt regime in Ethiopia.
YPFDJ in Eritrea. This year, members of YPFDJ Dejan Okbey visited Eritrea. Dejan, International Relations, Peace and Conflict student in London, spent his time helping orphan children in Eritrea.
4 youth from Somalia and Ogaden, who are members of the Horn of Africa Youth for Peace and Stability, participated in the Horn Africa Youth Conference that was held in Eritrea. This has had a great impact in our strengthening of relations, and most importantly, having seen Eritrea and its policy for their own eyes, we're extremely impressed and amazed with the whole experience and understood what Eritrea is all about.
The role of YPFDJ in associations and all other national activity. One of the main plans of YPFDJ was to revive the Eritrean Youth Association in the UK, which had not been as active as desired. After holding the annual general meeting, very committed and talented new and old members took on the job of managing the association. Since then, the association has progressed rapidly, recruiting new members and actively engaging programs including social, cultural, sport, art, education and youth mentoring.
Coffee break. One of the most entertaining, educational and very popular activities that has been running for the last few months is a monthly event named Coffee Break. Many young Eritreans engage in an informal discussion about different issues over an Eritrean traditional coffee ceremony. The Youth Association also held a fundraising dinner at Hammersmith College. This was a unique fundraising event which targeted non-Eritreans. It was attended by many people, and not only was it successful in raising money, but it was also a major show that introduced Eritrea through a cultural fashion show, traditional dance, food, and a DVD promoting Eritrea's tourism attractions and investment opportunities. The association has also run successful projects including Eritrean language classes, football tournaments, local sports activities, and etc.
Role of YPFDJ in Eritrean community organizations. YPFDJ members are serving the Eritrean communities in London as management committee members by volunteering in helping the organization to raise funds and other activities.
A coach trip to Scotland was organised where spectacular support for 18 Eritrean athletes at the 36th IAAF World Cross Country Championships was displayed. This year also saw a higher contribution of YPFDJ members in an effort to get people to sponsor families of our martyrs and in the distribution of collection boxes to many Eritrean families and businesses. The role of YPFDJ in national celebrations, Hizbawi Mechata and Festival.
YPFDJ has played a big role in task of Hizbawi Mechata meetings, Martyrs Day, Festival and all other activities. The Eritrean Festival in the UK also saw an extraordinary level of participation in all tasks. YPFDJ also held its own programs to promote and engage young people who came for the festival by showing video that explained the purpose of YPFDJ, and many young people expressed their willingness to join.
Members of the YPFDJ took part in a community seminar with the aim to inspire young people. The members shared their experiences and expertise in their respective profession, serving as positive role models for the students.
One of the main continuous goals and challenges of the young PFDJ is to increase membership and move forward at a faster speed. With the strong foundation we have built, we will achieve this with no doubts. Members are equipped with enough ammunition to recruit more dynamic Eritrean youth. YPFDJ is looking to grow UK-wide in cities like Manchester, Sheffield, Liverpool, Leeds and Scotland.
Last year was a year whereby the number of new members who joined YPFDJ and took part in the activities of the group has doubled. The group has benefited with the addition of very committed and talented members. YPFDJ UK has made big progress and has come a long way in laying a strong foundation. However, a lot remains to be done.
سلاماوي زخرن كبرن نصواتنا عواتنا فاش